I hope you guys had a wonderful Halloween, and I'm sorry I haven't made a video in about a week, but the spookiest thing happened to me recently, and it's much more scary than any scary movie or any kind of costume. You may have noticed that something looks a little different over here. Well, my computer turned into a brick. Apparently something is corrupted with the motherboard, and it just fried all the components on the thing, I guess, except for hopefully the graphics card. I guess I need a new motherboard, drive, and a RAM, which is fucking great.
Oh, somebody kill me, please!
Anyway, I sure hope crypto keeps going up because I'm gonna need it. But don't you guys worry, I'm going to make sure to get it fixed so that I can keep you guys updated with all the crypto news throughout the bull market. And if that's something you appreciate, like me spending $1,000 just to keep you guys informed, then please do hit the like button and the subscribe button because it really helps me out. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this content. It looks like I'm back just in time to cover the news about the verdict on the Sam Bankman-Fried trial. It looks like he's been convicted of all 7 counts, meaning that he's probably going to be going away for the rest of his life. According to this article on CNN, barf, Sam Bankman-Fried was found guilty on Thursday for his role in the collapse of the crypto exchange FTX. After 15 days of testimony and about 4.5 hours of deliberations, jurors returned a verdict and found him guilty on all 7 counts of fraud and conspiracy. Bankman-Fried looked sunken as the verdict was read out. After the jury was released, he stood, head bowed and shaking, as his lawyer spoke in his ear. A few feet behind him, his parents stood watching. How do you think they feel knowing that they probably actually got him into this mess? I mean, do you think that their connections with Gary Gensler and so many things through MIT had anything to do with this? And do you think that this ragamuffin was actually smart enough to get all this stuff going on his own? Or do you think that his parents had something to do with it? Anyway, as Sam Bankman-Fried was escorted out of the room, he turned back and smiled at his parents. His father put his arm around his wife's shoulder as their son left the room. Barbara broke down in tears. And now it looks like his fate is in the hands of the jurors as they will be sentencing him on March 28th of 2024. So it's going to be about 4 or 5 months until he actually does get his sentencing. But I think that this is going to be positive for the whole crypto space because this is just a sign that we're getting rid of the fraudsters in the space and hopefully investors will feel more comfortable putting their hard-earned money into the space. It's no surprise that Sam Bankman-Fried was guilty, but I'm not going to lie, I kind of thought he was going to skip out of this somehow because of all the money that he donated to the Democrats. And I know he did donate some to the Republicans as well, but he was just trying to cover his ass from all angles, and it looks like it didn't actually work out for him. And that is a little bit surprising knowing how much corruption is going on in our government, but I have this sneaking suspicion that he was really just a patsy for the Democrats to attack cryptocurrency and for them to funnel a bunch of money into Ukraine. But talking like that might get me kicked off YouTube, so I guess I better be quiet. Anyway, in other news, we did finally get the Fed meeting yesterday, and he did hold the rates steady again, and I think he's going to continue with this pause until they actually have to cut the rates next year, but he's never going to come out and just admit that, so of course they left the possibility for another rate hike on the table, but that's just what the Fed does, and I think everybody can kind of see through the lines at this point and see that they're probably pretty much done and they're not going to be able to continue raising rates because the economy is falling off a cliff. But you know politicians, they're going to lie to all of us no matter how obvious it is that everything's falling apart. And if the Fed just came out and told us that inflation is going to rise back up again and they're going to have to continue printing money, then we would all just run out and buy all of the assets, which is what we should all probably be doing anyway, because there's only one thing that the government is good at, and that's spending way more money than they even pull in taxes. It looks like the crypto market is having a little bit of a cool off today, but that's totally fine since we've been ripping and roaring over the past couple of weeks. And it looks like Bitcoin actually did break out of this possible symmetrical triangle, or really what looks like a bullish flag. And if you take a conservative flagpole, which really I think you could probably move this even further down, but just looking at it over the past couple of days on this somewhat parabolic movement, if you extend it to the breakout point, you can see that the price target for this breakout is about $40,000. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to be heading in a straight line up there, obviously, and we could continue to consolidate here sideways for a little while since the RSI got so overbought. But I don't think we're going to be making a lower low here, and we're probably going to be making it to $40,000 before we head back down for another retracement, because there's a lot of pent-up demand for Bitcoin, and with everybody knowing that the Bitcoin spot ETFs are all going to be approved really soon, I think people are just just starting to scramble and try to get their hands on as much Bitcoin as they can before the price ultimately explodes, because we're heading into a bull market and a lot of money is going to be made over the next couple of years. It's just a matter of time until this thing gets approved, and when it does, you better have your bags packed, because we're going to the moon. And if your bags aren't already packed and put into the rocket, then you're going to be chasing green candles on launch day, and you're going to miss out on a whole bunch of profits. Here we have an article that says Elon Musk says X payments will eliminate the need for a bank account by the end of 2024. And as Elon Musk continues on his mission to turn X into the everything app, it looks like cryptocurrency is going to be a big part of that. And if Elon Musk's love of Dogecoin over the last bull market is any indication, hopefully he's going to add Dogecoin first, and then the Dogecoin standard will take over the world. I'm being a little bit hyperbolic, but if Dogecoin does get the first mover advantage on the X app and people actually start to trade with Dogecoin and even tip people for stuff like tweets or X's or whatever you call them these days, it looks like it could be a viable option for a real life people's currency. And while it probably won't stand alone, maybe it will rise among the ranks of cryptocurrencies that will actually be used in the new financial system that we're all building. Dogecoin is headed to the moon one way or another, and if it's through Elon Musk adding it to the X platform for payments, or if it's actually Elon Musk sending a literal Dogecoin to the literal moon like he promised in the last bull run, either way, we're all going to make it. But when is that launch to the moon expected to happen anyway? Well, according to this post on Dogecoin Reddit, it says that the launch date as of May 2023 has been pushed off until the fourth quarter of 2023, and the launch of the IM-1 mission and together with it of the Doge 1 CubeSat is currently scheduled for the 12th of January 2024. What? That doesn't really make any sense. It says the fourth quarter of 2023, but then it says the 12th of January 2024. Really, if you ask me, it looks like they just still have no idea when it's really going to launch. But if you look at the original tweet from Elon Musk, he said that it was going to be happening next year, which was back on May 9th of 2021, meaning that it looks like nobody knows when it's going to happen. Also, if you do go and look at the actual website for Geometric Space Company, which is the people that are supposed to fund the CubeSat named Doge 1, they do have an updated link that looks like it'll take you to something that has to do with the Doge 1 mission. But when you click on it, it actually only takes you over to that tweet that I just showed you. If it'll ever load up on my laptop here, I'll show you. And there it is. The last time I looked at the website there, it said that it was to be determined, and every time I look at a different website, it looks like there's always a different date, and at this point, even if there is a date written down somewhere, it looks like it's just speculation. But regardless, whenever Dogecoin does finally make it to the moon, it's obviously going to skyrocket in price, and if it does get added to the X app as payments, then I'm sure it's going to explode too. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. What is Dogecoin going to make it to in this bull market, and will it finally actually explode above $1? Either way, thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully my computer will be fixed soon so that this will be easier. But either way, I'm going to keep you guys updated with the crypto news all the time. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit the like button too, because it really does help me out, and I mean that. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.